Nitong Sabado ng gabi, nagimbal ang mundo nang biglang sinalakay ng mga eroplano ng US at Israel ang Iran. Target ng pag-atake na ito ang mismong leader ng Iran na si Ayatollah Khamenei. Paano isinagawa ng US at Israel ang mapangahas na atake? Yan at iba pa ay ating tatalakayin sa video na ito. Habang kampante ang Iranian leadership, nauusad ang diplomasya sa pagitan ng Tehran at Washington, nagulat na lamang ang lahat nang sinugod ng mga fighter jets ng Israeli Defense Forces at ng US Navy ang mga syudad ng Islamic Republic at binayo ng mga bomba. Ngunit taliwas sa mga naunang mga insidente ng karahasan sa Middle East, tila natunugan ng Iran ang plano ng dalawang bansa laban dito. Di pa man nakakabalik sa kanilang mga airbase ang mga Allied jets, agad nang rumesbak ang Iran. Nagpaulan ito ng mga ballistic missiles at mga drones sa mga instalasyon ng US sa mga karatig bansa sa gitnang silangan. Kabilang sa mga tinarget ay ang base militar sa Bahrain, Qatar, UAE at maging sa Saudi Arabia. Dinamay din ng Iran ang mga bansang Jordan, Syria, Kuwait at maging ang Iraq. Ayon kay US President Donald Trump, ang operasyong tinaguriang Operation Epic Fury ay naglalayong putulin ang kapangyarihan ni Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei at ang kanyang mga galamay. Sa pakikipagtulungan ng Israel, layon din ng Amerika na tuluyang wakasan ang ambisyon ng Tehran na gumawa ng nuclear weapon. Sa kanyang 6 na minutong mensahe, hinimok ni Trump ang mga Iranian na pawagsakin ang Islamic regime.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal. Something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again, they can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, We obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message.
Tila ganun na ang nangyari dahil sa mga ulat na nagsasayawan sa lansangan ang mga estudyanteng Iranian habang nagbabagsakan ang mga bomba ng US at Israel sa mismong Tehran. May mga ulat din na may nasawi ng mga commander ng Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Maging ang presidential compound at ang opisina ni Khamenei ay tinarget din ng Israeli airstrike. Sinasabing ilang mga matataas na opisyal ng Iran ay missing in action, kabilang sa kanila ay si Khamenei. Sa kabila ng lakas at bilis ng US-Israeli airstrike, ay kapansin-pansin ang agarang resback ng Iran. Di tulad noong nakaraang taon na inabot pa ng ilang oras at araw bago gumanti. Sa insidenteng ito ay di nagpatumpik-tumpik ang Iran. Bagamat malubha ang sinapit ng Iran sa nakaraang mga digmaan laban sa US at Israel, marami pang mga stockpile ng long-range ballistic missile ang arsenal ng Iran. Ayon sa mga eksperto, ang Iran ay mayroon pang libu-libong mga ballistic missile na kayang umabot sa mga bansa sa Middle East. Maliban pa dito ay ang hypersonic missiles ng Iran na binili mula sa Russia at China. Kaya pinangangambahan ngayon kung sunod na tatargetin ng Iran ang dalawang aircraft carrier ng US na nakahimpil sa Persian Gulf at kasali sa airstrikes. Kung saan hahantong ang muling pagsiklab ng digmaan na ito, ay ating malalaman sa susunod na mga araw.